Well, guys, at the best, have you done the assignment I gave you guys?
Yes, I've done it, but I'm finding it difficult to attach to the mail. I don't know what is happening.
What is it saying?
Yeah, like when I select the folder, instead of instead of instead of the folder to be attached, it will open the inside folder. I don't know what's wrong.
Have you tried zipping it?
Maybe I will zip it. I've not zipped it.
Instead, you
I
can
tried
also
to.
upload it to a Google Drive. Then share me. Just share the link. That's better.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I will do that.
Um, Today I think we should try to work on CSS and the usefulness. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome
Yeah.
to day 6 of the tutorial. Please mute your mic so you won't interfere.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Tajuddin, are you there?
Yes, yes,
How's my screen now? Is it displaying fine? Or you're seeing
Is
multiple screens?
is display fine?
I think multiple
it's
screens
fine. It's
displays
okay.
when I switch to the tab. Aha,
Because I think on my system.
okay. Now there's there's what we call CSS. There's a cascading style sheet. All websites you see today that looks fine is a is through the work of CSS. So if you see any website that looks very good, it is because of CSS. What HTML does, if you look at all we've been doing since all these days, they don't look that special. For example, if I preview this, before we continue, I think the new guy with us, if you want to, there's one extension. There are several extensions I normally use. If you look at this place, this particular section, this one extension, if you click on it, you can install some extensions. One of those I'm using, I told you to install the live preview. Live preview. If you search like this, make sure you're connected. This one, this is the one I'm using. Yeah, I think I'm using this one. Just install any of these. Then once you install it, you should see um, the go live down here. But I'm not going live. I'm also using another preview. I think yeah, preview, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this one, workspace preview. I think this is the one I'm also using to preview the pages. Okay, let me view this. Check. Oh yes, I'm using this live preview for this one. If I right click on this page, right click and click on show preview. This one I'm using live preview for it, and for the other one, live server. Um, Live, like this one, live server. That is what we use in rendering it with a server. Using a server, that should be. We can use that on um, the browser. If you look at this one is showing us homepage. We can also work as if on a website, on a browser through this part. But that's not why we're here. We want to discuss about CSS. If you look at our asset folder, you see that I've already created some other folders like CSS, image, and JavaScript, GS. this CSS we hold our styles as cascading style sheets. There are also versions of CSS as well, but that's not why I'm here. You can read more about CSS online and the various versions. I think the latest version right now is version 3. And mind you, we also have versions of HTML. The latest version right now is version 5, if I'm not mistaken. So before we normally use version 4 point something dot 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 before we get to version 5. Now, if you want to include CSS in a file in HTML, most of the time we use external CSS. That is, you we have separate files for homepage, frequently asked questions, contacts, dot dot dot. We also have separate files for our CSS. The reason why we write CSS is just to use it just one. You can use one file for multiple pages, so that when you get to index.php, one CSS can that same CSS can be used for practice, FAQ, contact. But sometimes you may need to split the CSS. You have a general CSS to cover all the pages, another CSS for page specific. So, for example, if you have a general CSS which is used for all the pages, you can also have one specified for index alone. So with that, you can easily control how your pages, how your stuff look like. You can easily customize CSS, and then they have this CSS we're talking about also have strengths. For the X, we have the three types of CSS. We have inline CSS. That is the type of CSS you use inside inside your tags. We have an ID, we have a class. We can also have style as well, where you write style like this. It is expecting you to write CSS here. We also have another one in documents. I think that's the name. I've forgotten, but that one is within documents. So the third one is external CSS. Is it I think the one I just said before the external, that should be in document or document CSS. I don't know what you call it, but there's a specific name we normally use. If you write an external CSS, that is where you have a file like that is where you have files still somewhere and the extension .css. So let's try to write some CSS files. So all the CSS I just mentioned, they have their strengths. The very first one, which is the strongest of all, is the inline CSS. The inline, that one has the strongest power, followed by the one within the document. The one within the document normally stays inside the header tag. Sometimes you see CSS below the tags, like at the end of the document, like here. Normally, on a normal convention, you shouldn't see CSS below the document, like after the body, before the ending of the tag, the body tag. So it's better you have it within the header tag. Even if you want to call an external CSS, you have it on the head. So the in document is number two strongest. The strongest of all is the inline, the one you write inside this followed by the one inside the document, and the weakest of all is the external. Now let's display this page. No, practice. Okay. Okay. Now that we have this CSS, this one, let's try to write an external CSS. I'll come into this external CSS, this CSS folder, and I'll name it I'll right click on the CSS folder like this, new file, style, let's just name it style.css. Here's the file. So I'll start inside CSS. You call tags, you call IDs, you call classes, and you call everything attributes of tags. Like you can call tags IDs, classes, and you can also focus those tags on some tags on particular events. For example, on Hoover. Then you're gonna start. Oh, sorry. Is the screen back to normal? Hello? Is the screen back to normal?
Yes, it's more.
Now, let's go to CSS.
Yes, I'm sorry for complaining.
Oh, no problem. Now let's assume let's target the whole page. We want to give our page a very faint color. This page, let's give it let's call the body tag the body. Let's give this background color gray, like this. Now if you want to call this particular CSS from here, you have to type a link CSS assets CSS style.css. Now if you look at our page, you can see that the page has changed. I can also change it to pink if I want. You can use different ways to refer to color. You can use the name, you can use RGB, you can use hexadecimal color. So let's say pink. This is pink. Indigo. Do you have indigo? Yeah. Indigo. Violet. Like this. Green. Just go through the color. I'm not here for that. You can also use another type of color. Let's leave it for as gray. Okay, yellow. You can also use another color as well. Let me comment this one out. In order to comment in CSS, use this style. Open a / asterisk, then at the end you use asterisk / that is one CSS. Another CSS again, background color. You can use yes, hexadecimal, which is RGB. We call it RGB. Before we do that, let's use RGB. So the red, let's use This one, the value ranges from 0 to 255. 0 means let's put this like this, 0. So you can see the 0, total 0, which is 0, 0, 0, which is black. If you use 255, 255, 255, 255, that's a white. This is white, that is background color. If you change this color, if you change this color a bit, let's say you have something like this, you see this is color mixture. This is red, green, blue, RGB. Let me write down, it's RGB. Red, green, blue. So that's it. So let us want to give. You can also, if you are using VS Code, if you hover on the color, you can also change it a bit as you want, as you wish. As I want something like this, you can just move this, drag across this page, this part. If you also look at the other this part, you can also use change the color as well. And if you look at this part, you have RGBA. The last part is used for transparency. This part, 10, 9, 1, 10, sorry, 1, 0.1, 0.5, as ranges from 1 to 0 to 1. You can have 0.11 dot dot dot, but normally you see 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So let's assume we have 0, 0, 0 as the color. 0. Now you have 0 like this, which is very transparent. Sorry, like this, very transparent. And if you have 1, very dark, the darkest. If you want it to be light, you can also use this to control it. 0.1. This is gray. Do not forget, you can use this color as well. Let's use 30. Do not forget, we have, it ranges from 0 to 55. That's it. Okay, if I activate this color up, what do you think will happen? The one below will be the one that will be used by HTML, by the browser. If I move this one downward, this color, it also, if you look at this one, if I move this one down, you can see that this color is now active. It's the browser interprets your code from top to bottom. Then the last one that has the same key, this one is key, and this one is value, key, value. The last key, which specifies a particular action, will be executed, will be used. If you look at this one, background color, the same thing, but different values. Yellow, this one will be used. And if I also have another one like this, background color, and I am using hexadecimal, this one will be, the last one will be used. Do not forget, that is hexadecimal. That is it starts from 00 and it ends at FF. So FFF, like this, FFF. This is white. If you want black, you have 000, 000, which is 6. And this one is also separated into RGB. R, the first two is red, second two is blue, sorry, green, and the third one is blue. red, green, blue. So normally hexadecimal, you have you combine these two to form the hexadecimal, which is you can have this one as A4 for the red parts. Let's change the blue. Let's mix the blue color with this FF. Well, that gives us pink. 33. So just go online. If you go to online, you should see color mixer, like color picker. Yeah, sorry, color picker. So, hello, are you still there? Can you see the screen from Google?
Yes.
So, if you
You
look
can
at
see this
this,
point.
yeah, you can see the screen. Okay. If you look at this one, Google is giving you different ways of using this color. So you can easily pick your color from this part. The hexadecimal is not displayed there. Okay, yeah, this is the X value, the RGB as well. If you want to adjust this one, so you can if you want to select color, you can easily come here. And there's another one we also use color palettes. Just try to get check that one as well. Color palette. Color palettes. Let me check one of that. So if you check color palette, it gives you combinations of color. So if you are this kind of person that does not know how to combine color, so you can easily come to color palettes. Or sometimes you draw, most of the time we draw color from logo, website logo. So if you some color palettes will allow you to drag your picture there, then they will suggest colors for you. But if you can also come to color palette browser websites to check for palettes to use if you find anyone useful. There are millions of them online, so this is one of them. Under one is CSS. If you look at this one, this is once the external CSS. Let's now go inside the file where the CSS is displayed. Let's put this style here. Let's see what happens. I want to declare under style there. Style. Sorry, background color. Sorry, body. I have to call the which element do I want to target? Body. Then you open your curly braces and background color blue. You can see it has overridden the one above. But what if we place this one down? We bring it down this style tag like this. You can see this one has overridden it. Even as strong as this one is, your browser has interpreted from top to bottom and found out that this one is the last one to execute, and it will surely give you we have body here. We also have body inside this document. Your browser will surely execute this one because it is the last one that was found. So let's assume we also have another style inside this tag as well. Let's say we have style, background color green. So you can see that this one is executed. So let's try to put this one down. We are just trying to sorry for that. And place it down here. Oh, nothing is affected. So you can see that the one inside the tag the one inside the sorry the one inside this inside the tag is the strongest. If you do not forget, inside this style we have something like brick red. Here we have blue. We also have here green. This one is the most effective, so do not forget. You can also, let's call under one image img size, sorry, width, let's give it 100% height. I'll give this one auto means anytime, just give it aspect ratio of the image, no matter how big this one is, how wide the width is. Just make sure you adjust the image according to the aspect ratio of the image. What I mean by aspect ratio is that if the actual width is 100 pixel and the height is 50 pixel, if you adjust the width of the browser a bit and the width automatically adjusts to itself to like 120, the height automatically adjusts as well if you have 100. So if I have the width, if I set the width to auto and I set the height to, let's say, 100%, that is not really effective, but most of the time there are sometimes you use the width to auto and the height to 100%, especially if you have an image inside a div and the div is that is inside the container and the container is constrained to have a particular width. So we are not here for that. Let's assume we have this particular paragraph as text, this one, or let's say paragraph 1 underscore 1. If I want to refer to that, I don't want to be writing inside here, I want to be writing inside here, just so that to make it very beautiful. If you want to refer to a tag, you have to call, look at this one, per_1. I have to input type the hash then per_1. We give curly braces. We've referred to that. Then I will now call, let's say we have we want line height, let's say color. See, if you are typing inside HTML, you are using some languages, most of them prefer American language. It's because most of the things were developed there. So if I say this one should be aqua, look at this one, the color has changed. Font size, let's use 2EM REM. We use line height 1.5 REM, double line spacing, sorry, 1.5 line spacing, double line spacing. Do not forget, I told you there are many units to use. We have pixel, you can use pixel, you can use percentage, but percentage is not good for this place. REM, but I think REM and EM are the same thing. So that's that. If you want to call class, let's assume we have and I told you cannot have one class like this having par like this one and now have under, even if it's an image, you now give this image like this, like something like this. It is not okay. it is not okay, because the image you're looking at, the ID has to be one in a document. Inside this particular HTML, you should have just one particular ID named PR1. So let's now assume I have to, inside here I can say that I can have multiple classes here. For example, if you look at this one, text red or ambiguous, I can also have the same thing here. You can have one class associated to many elements. This text, if you look at this one, I have hyphen, not underscore, but doesn't matter, you can use underscore. But I've told you several times, go and learn the naming convention for CSS keys. So let's go back to that place, bg. If you want to refer to class, you use dot bg bg black. I think that should be black. Yes, bg black. Let me give it this that's background. You know, the reason why I'm using bg, that is background black, I'm using black like this. You can see it has changed. I can also give it this particular paragraph, let's give it a padding 10 pixel. Let's give it something very obvious, 30, and to give it border radius 20 pixel. I'm giving it a very round edge. If you look at this one, hello, are you guys still there? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's focus more on this what's it called? Yeah, our menu. Let's focus more on that for today, so that you're able to work on some things if you get of this menu. Let's give it a class, no, ID menu, I'll link this one here. Let's just copy this part, this CSS, Ctrl B to hide that. Let's copy this, I'll paste it here, and I'll go back into the CSS file. I'll come here, I'll call dot menu, sorry, hash menu. Do you have a menu here? No, we don't have menu here. So I'll say menu, and that's then I want to refer to UL, that is the unordered list. No, sorry, I cannot do that. Let me drag this one here. If you look at this one, UL is still referring to unordered list, so you can just select one of them, that is UL, display block, display block. Normally, I told you before we add sometimes ago that we have block elements. Block elements means that each element stays on the line. You can see home is on the line, contact is also on the line, this one is on the line. The block element here is li. the li tag. A is not a block element, so li is the block element. So if I have display inline like this, so what this one is actually targeting is this one. Even the UL itself is the block element, but actually we don't want to target the UL, we want to target the element inside. And in order to do that, we've already targeted this one. This menu is just an alias. When we talk alias, just like another name for something. So we are using this name to call this particular UL. So now that we've called that, I want to refer to the li inside. So I'll just say menu space li. So li is a tag. That's why we don't have hash or dots. So you can see that they are now on the same line. Every one. If I comment this one out, you can see. If I uncomment it, they are now on the same line. There are many them, but you just read up on them. So let's say we have this block. We have background for each background color. We have no color. Yeah. Let's use the same color. Have color red and affected. So now the next we want to do is to target. You can see we said color here, and the color is not working for that. That is because anchor tag is very powerful at this stage. So in order to target your anchor, you can just put a here, remove this one, then color. If you put red, you can see it is affected. Let's say red, sorry, ash. I like using DDD, something like, no, it's bad for this color. For this, let's use yellow. Yeah, it's fine. I like using RGB for my work. I want to remove the underline. The underline is comes with anchor tag initially, so we want to remove this. Text decoration none. It is gone. So we want to give this lists. We want to give them this thing. We want to space out this stuff, and in order to do that, let's just say margin left. There are some errors I'm committing here, but because of this stage I cannot go too far, so that it will not it will not be too much for you to bear. Margin left, let's say we have 10 pixel. Sorry, margin right. So margin right, and we have padding. Let's give it 4 pixel. You may not see the pattern here now. You can see our link is working perfectly, but we want under effect. Look at this one. I can also refer to this one as something like this. It will still work because menu A is inside menu. Like the anchor tag, all these anchor tag are all inside menu. So in order to avoid redundancy and to help you sometimes you may need to use something like this, so there are all these ones have their own meaning. You can use something like this, you can use something like this, they have their own special meaning. So but now this one is better. Now we want a situation whereby if we place our mouse on it, the color will change, probably the background as well. Let's now put anchor tag, something like this, Ctrl C, like this. The anchor tag, that is hover. We call that this thing effect hover. That is, hover means if your mouse is on top of something. Now we want the background color to be the color of the text to be a bit dark from the rest. So if you move your mouse on it, you can see that the color has changed. Can you see this, guys? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can see it.
So let's say we have a background color for this which is let's say we have white. Let's interchange this color. Let's say we have this color here, the background color like this. It has no effects, of course. I want to interchange this one. Ctrl X for this. Ctrl X, Ctrl V. So if I hover on this one, you can see the color of the background has changed. So let's try to have padding. Will padding work this one? I doubt it. Padding 5. So, but actually this is not right if you look at it very well. So that is that for that. You can have so many effects. For example, there's one website, if you place your mouse on it, you see other stuffs moving around, like they are just trying to move away, like they shift, like something like this effect. But is that right? No, I don't like it. Let's have one more before we move to something else. Li this one. Let's move this one down here. You can see something like this. You can see that this effect is even better than putting it on the inside here. Let's now have this one, because we already have padding inside it. Let's now see we have border radius 7 pixel. So if you place a mouse on it, you can see like that. So let's increase this padding to like 10. What's that? I think we have about 10 minutes left for this class before Google kicks us out. So if you place a mouse on it, you can see the color has changed. So and that is that. But if you still look at this one, the color does not speak well for the hoover. So we can just bring this one X downward. You can see so many errors occurring here. That is why you have to be very careful if you are working. I placed my mouse on this one, and automatically the color has changed, but not the text. Sometimes you have to be very extremely careful with what you do. So display inline block. background color. That was 10 pixel. So we'll remove this. We'll have sorry, Ctrl X, place it here, Ctrl V. So it depends on what you're actually working on. So there are many things to do while you're working. Just make sure you are very careful so you don't do the wrong thing. So that's all for that. I think we have tried for today. If you also, this is just a menu we've just worked on today. If you want to call it this particular menu on other pages, if you look at this one, like the practice, sorry, special, if you come to this page special, you can see that the menu is not affected because we haven't called this one. So in order to make it work here, you have to um, call the tag here menu, and you also have to call the style like this. So if you look at this one, it is now working on this page as well. That's how styles work. So hello, please unmute your mic and ask a question if you want to ask a question. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question,
What?
please?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
What is the difference between this hash and because point?
What did you just say, please?
Maybe what is the difference between using asterisk hash and point?
Oh, the hash symbol. This one. Are you referring to
Yes.
this one? Oh yes, I said it. If you look at this particular page, I said let's. I think it's more on practice page. If you look at this page, we have this particular one ID. If you want to refer to ID, anything you have, we call this one. This is a key, and this is an attribute. Sorry, this is an attribute here, which is also a key, and this is the value. Attribute and value. If you want to refer to this particular attribute, ID, ID
Yeah.
attribute, you use hash, the hash symbol. But if you want to use class, and inside ID, you can only have just one ID inside. But inside class, we have two here. You can have as many as you want depending on your project. So now, if you want to refer to this ones, you use dots. That is why we have dots here. If you look at this one, dots here. I think
Okay.
practice. Let's switch to that page. Practice here. This one. This particular bg.bg is working here. I can also have another one as well. Let's try that out. Time is fast. I think yes. If you look at this particular section of the page, we also have another stuff as well. BG. There are text inside actually. If you look at it, there are text inside. BG is working for this one and this one as well. That's the work of dot and hash. Any other question, please? I've answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? At the best.
I don't have any question for now.
How about the other guy? Okay, no problem. If you don't have any other question, I think we will call it today. But before you go, please try as much as possible to check CSS. you can go to W3 School or Gigs for the Gigs. I think I sent you a particular link sometimes ago. Gigs for the Gigs. I'll resend the CSS section so you just check through. But when we get to CSS, we'll work in depth. But for now, you can just be using it to play. If give you an assignment, if you want, use CSS. If I do not ask
Okay.
you for CSS, you can use CSS. But if I ask for a particular CSS, you have to make it look the way have just specified. So tomorrow we'll be talking on something else. I'll send you send something on WhatsApp. So I think we have to call it today. Everybody, good night. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you for the class.
You're welcome.